We outside. Welcome to the channel. Don't take anything personal. Take nothing personal. When we take things personal, we make everything about us. And that's when we suffer. I suggest reading, if you haven't already, The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. It's a little book, but it's packed with great advice and insight and wisdom. And not taking things personal is one of the 4 agreements. When we take things personal, we suffer because we make it about us. When we take perceived things that we perceive to be negative personal, when we take things that we perceive to be positive personal, we end up suffering in some shape, or form, or fashion. So I recently made a video about sea turtles, and I shared a little anecdote about someone that I worked with making fun of me with another coworker saying that I look like a turtle. So when that situation happened, initially, my initial reaction was to take it personal. Why is this man making fun of me? Why, out of all the people that we work with, all the things that you can have a conversation about, why do you find joy in mocking someone? Why are you feeding me emotional poison? This was my initial reaction. And the initial reaction was beginning to cause me to suffer. Because I would go into the story of how I don't fit in and how people don't find me attractive. And that's the story that was starting to play. And then something happened. It's almost as if I stepped outside of myself, outside of my wounds, because me taking it personal was me allowing someone to feed me emotional poison and voluntarily eating it. It also was me making it about me. And him making fun of me was about him. It had nothing to do with me. It took me taking a step back, taking a breath, and decentering myself. It required me to not take it personal to end my suffering. It required me to use that moment as an opportunity to reprogram beliefs that were being reinforced by that moment in time. And it was a powerful moment because I was able to move from being reactive to responding in a way that was nurturing and honoring to myself and facilitated a little bit of growth and a little bit of a wound being healed a little bit more. See, I took it personal when I was being reactive. But the truth of the matter is that it was about him. Him making me the butt of a joke with another coworker was a reflection of his discomfort. It was a reflection of the lack of love that he had for himself. It was the fact that he couldn't see the beauty in himself, so how could he see the beauty in another? It had everything to do with him and nothing to do with me. So I was able to move through that and work through that and use it as a tool of growth. And it's moments like that that will help you to see how much you've grown. But it is important to not take things that people do personal. Even positive things or perceived things that we would categorize as good. If someone says how beautiful or intelligent you are, does that make it so because they said it? So a couple days later, after that incident happened with this man, the same person that he was laughing with about my appearance made him the butt of the joke and did something to him that I could feel his humiliation. And she removed, every day he wears a hat. Every day he wore a hat. And she took his hat off and wouldn't return his hat. And I could see the look of just sheer embarrassment and mortification on his face. That hat was like his safety net. He had a receding hairline, and it clearly was something that he was sensitive about. But to see the tables turned and him laughing, but when I looked in his eyes, he was laughing at them making him the butt of the joke. He was the butt of the joke now, his physical appearance. And he was laughing on the surface, but when I looked into his eyes, I could see the pain. I could see the embarrassment. And I felt sadness for him in that moment. It's so important to not take things personal. End your suffering. Taking things personal, taking things personal causes us to suffer. It causes us to suffer. So I know that that message will reach the person who needs it most. And another moment is coming to me, actually. So this morning I just got off of work and I needed to come to the park to ground. And as soon as I stepped foot in the grass and started walking, this message came to me. But I didn't sleep well. I maybe got 3 hours of sleep. I still woke up at the time that I normally do, which is really, really early. And I did my practices that I do the best that I could. I got on the yoga mat. I meditated for a minute, and then I just laid on the yoga mat under a blanket for a good 5-10 minutes while the meditation music was playing. I was so tired. So when I went into work, I wasn't as alert and focused as I usually am. And some people got past me and I didn't greet them. I didn't acknowledge them. And I could feel that they took it personally. And for a while, for a moment, my reaction was to feel bad, as if I had done something wrong. And that was another moment of they were making it about them and I was making it about me. We were all taking it personal. But what they didn't know is that I just hadn't slept. So I wasn't as focused and I wasn't as alert and aware as I usually am. And I was taking it personal and also making assumptions that they were taking it personal. Well, it wasn't really an assumption because I could feel their energy. I could feel the shift. The fact that I didn't acknowledge them, they weren't making eye contact the rest of the day. And if they did, there was no warmth in it. Sometimes when we take things personal, we tend to be unforgiving because we've made someone else's actions about us instead of recognizing that we all have things that are going on behind the scenes and under the surface. So I know that those messages, those stories, those anecdotes will resonate for someone, and it will help you to shift your perspective. Thank you for joining me on this channel. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Please like, please comment if you feel aligned and called to do so. Thank you for subscribing. And if you haven't already, thank you for subscribing, because I know you will if you made it to the end of this video. So I'll see y'all next time. And as always, take care.